ladies and gentlemen, to Season 11. We're here with Round 1. It's a brand new day for the Sim Racing Alliance. It's going to be a little bit more punishing out here during qualifying.
It's definitely a hard one here. It's what it's like. It's very, very punishing.
For all the way in Germany, this will be the first time we see this in the team series here. This is a track where you will be driving the track, not as much driving the drivers on the track.
Very brave is the Ferrari to get the move done.
He does get the position done.
Oh, huge contact, and they're both going to go around. It's going to be a huge move up the inside.
He's been using every bit of the track.
Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor.
And we're off and away for SRA.
That is right, and good evening, SRA Nation. Welcome back, and you join us at Circuit Paul Ricard in the south of France in the Provence Côte d'Azur. West of Nice and Marseille, the track itself was first opened in 1969 and host to the GT World Challenge Europe, which is a 3-hour endurance race. The name itself comes not from a famous race car driver, but the French drinks magnate, in which the drink itself is called Ricard and is a pastis, which for those of you like me who enjoy a wide variety of drinks, is an anise and licorice flavoured aperitif. Boasting 3.586 miles of racetrack and situated right next to Le Castellet Airport, its history of being used as a high-speed test track for everything from motorbikes to Formula 1 means our drivers here today certainly have their work cut out. You've joined us for the start of Season 12 within the Sim Racing Alliance and possibly one of the most entertaining divisions, Division 5. Full of drivers out there who are looking to prove themselves, whether it's they're newcomers to the league or veterans of the division. Everyone has pace, everyone can drive, and like everyone else is looking to learn something new about their car every lap. So sit back, grab your snacks, strap in, and let's see what these drivers have to show us. And as always, a huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, our modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a huge thank you to our affiliates. Track Racer, experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT 3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision craft magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with our top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specialising in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more. After a fantastic qualifying, let's see how our drivers are lining up on the grid. A total of 43 drivers competing in today's race, so it may take a while to rattle through, but they all deserve their spotlight. So, in first place, Cube Master for Cheaper Than Therapy in the car number 801. Hirsch DK in the car number 488 for Yao Racing. In third place, Hisham Rimzik with car number 250 in the McLaren. In fourth place, Pablo Ferreira for TC8 Racing Team, car number 130. In fifth place, Mert Merson for Anarchy Racing, car number 975. In sixth place, Sam Roath for Madhouse Racing Slow Boys in the car number 339. In seventh place, we have Stephen Dutton in the McLaren with a car number of 810. In 8th place, Amos Movo for FFA Racing in the car number 518. In 9th place, my former teammate Sean Leitch for Unbelievable Racing Team, as you can see by the livery, car number 608. In 10th place, we've got Ian Gilchrist for Plan E Can-Am Racing Team, and that's in car number 886. In 11th place, we have Spencer Taft, the Baseline Lamborghinis, in car number 955. In 12th place, Jose Toledo for Simtrack USA, car number 297. In 13th place, Andy Oliveira for SSR Urberth, car number 922. In 14th place, Austin Townsend for True North Motorsports, car number 210. In 15th, Stephen Sava for Baseline Racing, car number 717. In 16th, Diego Hernandez TC8 Racing Team, and that's car number 641. Starting from the pits will be Thomas Marr, who is in SRA Pandoon, and car number is 141. In 18th, Caleb Tenney for GT Works, car number 805. In 19th, Cliff Hemione for Yeehaw A, part of OBDA, in car number 780. In 20th, Alexander Giordano, the Baseline Lamborghinis, in car number 890. In 21st, we have John Donahue, Comic Racing Lone Star Republic, in car number 100. In 22nd place, Steve Foster in the Ferrari, in the Unbelievable Ferrari, in car number 161. Ryan Van Epps comes in 23rd place with Madhouse Racing Slow Boys, car number 616. In 24th, Matt Kirkland for Team Spark Racing, car number 115. In 25th, Philip Buckley in the McLaren. In 26th, Alex Stoper Esports Marlborough, and car number 703. In 27th, we have Ricky Rios for Simtrack USA, car number 174. In 28th, we have Dario Ferreira for TC8 Racing Team and car number 122. In 29th, we have Alejandro Guarin in the TC8 Racing Team 296 Ferrari and car number 773. In 30th place, crowd favourite Soupy Rice in the Plan E Can-Am Ferrari, and that's a 995, car number 995. In 31st place, we have Alan Luong for Madhouse Racing Pacific Spirits in car number 668. In 32nd place, we have Jan Rodericks for Baseline Odd Life Motorsport, and that's car number 133. In 33rd place, we have Andrew Duong Bonglio, and that is car number 180. In 34th, Ramon Lorenzo in the SRA Lorenzo Motorsport team, and that is car number 162. In 35th, we have Connor Farrell, Odd Life Motorsport Racing Team, car number 83. In 36th, we have Jacob Rogers, Yeehaw A in car number 529. In 37th, we have Emil Garcia for the GT Works team, car number 253. In 38th place, we have Carl De Meo for Yao Racing, car number 700. In 39th place, we have Roger Dismukes for SRA BFR Racing, car number 382. In 40th place, Mike and Arique, that's a mouthful for me, in the Ferrari 296, car number 326. And in 41st place, we have Jamie Bunner for Dog Go Zoom Racing Team, and that is car number 692. In 42nd, we have Dan Thibodeau for Tigger Racing Team in car number 44. So here we are then, joining our drivers as they're going down the Mistral Straight, a very, very long track. Now, it's quite hot weather here today with track temperatures up in the 35 degrees or more category. There's not going to be a need for a lot of tyre warming as they go into this, but we already see our leader Cube Master starting off with some very light sort of warm-ups on the straight there. Probably the only place you need to worry about warming up the tyres, I'd expect, because with the rest of the track they'll soon warm up, and with the heat they'll certainly be ready for lap 1. We'll keep with Cube Master for the time being as we go around. So this is Curb the Scene, which as you can see is filled with plenty of signs and is a fast right-hander which requires all the possible grip you can, whilst remaining on the left there. You see the orange markers. You must maintain your line to be on the right-hand side of those markers. It's a unique feature of Paul Ricard, and it does lead to quite a few drivers racking up those free speed tokens and ultimately getting drive-throughs. We'll see if any of that happens here today. Fingers crossed though, we should be relatively quiet. So as they come through now, La Bousse, which is the easy turn-in, followed by this tight left-hander that you can see here. Really does this track take everything that you can out of the tyres. Really precise inputs from our drivers, and you see them now just rounding into turn 12 as they're all lining up in double formation, left and right. Just takes a bit of time for them to come around. And here they come now around turn 13, which is onto the start-finish straight. So everybody gets tense now. Get your speed straight up to 70 kilometers an hour, no faster, no slower, and wait for those green lights. It's 5 green lights and SRA Nation, off we go. A great start by all the top drivers there, all seeming to maintain their position, although it does look like Rimzek and the McLaren is looking to come down the inside. No, he thinks better of it, or does he? As DK tries to turn in, no contact so far, and you see DK slot straight in, but Rimzek still wants a bit more action here, still on his rear. Let's see if he can hold him off going into La Hotel. Taking the narrow entry there from Rimzek, which ultimately gives DK the great run that he needs to build a little bit of space before going on to the Mistral Straight, which, as you can imagine, with such a long straight, is going to cause a lot of drafting. Actually takes the corner fantastically there, and now we have, and you can ignore the start, the leaderboard for the time being. This is still Rimzek on Cube Master, sorry, DK on Cube Master. Looking to try and do all that he can to get past Cube, sitting there directly in the middle. A great defensive position, and it doesn't look like on this occasion DK is going to get the sort of draft that he was looking for as he filters back in behind Cube Master. Through they go then. Hopefully they can keep it clean going through here. And you see this front two have started to break away, whilst Rimzek comes under a bit of pressure from Pablo Ferreira. And into, oh, a little bit of contact there, but nothing doing by the looks of it, nothing too dramatic. That was Pablo Ferreira and Rimzek at the front as they all filter through seemingly unscathed. Here they go, all still very clean around this now. and on to lap 2. A little bit messy at the back there, but all in total looks to be okay as we go now into lap 2. So we'll jump on board here with Jose Toledo, who looks to be under a bit of pressure there from Townsend in the McLaren, but holds him off going through. A very tight bunch up here. Townsend getting really close on the exit. A great exit from Townsend there. How is Toledo going to reply? Oh, he's coming across his line. Oh, and you know what? He was trying to avoid the contact in front, forgot Townsend was there, and oh no, disaster for them both. But they seem to maintain their position, although is Townsend going to lose out? He does have the tighter line in. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more contact, and we'll bring you that in a replay, and let's see what happened.
Right, replay.
And here we see Sava looking at Toledo and Townsend in front of him. There's a slight bit of contact there in front. Toledo then going through Townsend, trying to make it up. More contact. Townsend ends up oversteering, going slow. Sava looks to try and make and see if he can make any sort of advance down the outside. Ultimately runs into the wall of this Townsend on the near side there, and contact is made. Look, it looks like it though that Netcode saved the day, and Sava rejoining the track at the back there in 27th place. Okay, and back to the racing. So we have Sam Roth in 13th there with John Donahue behind him, who seems to have quite a good draft coming up. You'd like to think he does in that power of that Ford Mustang. Seemingly forgetting to change up into 6th gear by the looks of it, but he does try to go around the outside. Is he going to get the grip? No, he's not. Oh, he still manages to keep it clean in terms of track limits, but doesn't seem to get the pass done. As he follows through now, let's take a look then at further down the track. We're on board with Alexander. He told us off for saying Alexandre. That's Alexander Giordano in the baseline Lamborghini's car, looking to try and make some moves by the look of it here, going into turn 11 and 12 and going into turn 13 now. Manages to keep it clean and maintains his position in 19th place, but he does seem to be under some pressure there by Lorenzo and Tenny just behind Lorenzo. Let's rejoin the front of the pack. So Cubemaster still maintaining the lead there, as it looks like they're going into La Hotel, with Hirsch DK behind him and Rimzik in 3rd place, although there does seem to be a little bit more of a gap between them of 1.3 seconds. Here they come through now. A great take by both of them. Let's cycle through the cameras and we'll go to the heli cam so we can appreciate, if anything, the draft. And as fast as that Ferrari is, doesn't look like he could really get into the draft. I think he dropped a bit back there, didn't have the best of exits compared to the McLaren in front of him. And let's take a look further down the leaderboard, see how the rest of the pack is getting on. Alan Luong there in the middle of a group by the looks of it. It looks like there's some action up ahead of him with Foster and Van Epps. Foster trying to make the move stick, but doesn't look like he can. Doesn't look like he can get that move done there, and Van Epps looks to hold the position of 17th place, but Foster is still looking all the way around the Sector 3 here. Must feel like he's faster in front, as we see Alexander Giordano at the back there in the Lamborghini trying to make his move on Lorenzo as well. This is definitely where the action is going to be. So as they come through the start finish now, you can see the pack is still quite held up here, which is nice to see. Let's go take a look further down. See the back of the other pack, but just behind that, looks like there's a bit of action going on here. Soupy Rice seems to have lost his position there to Enrique and Emil Garcia. Or a bit of a mix-up with the back. We'll have to have a replay there and take a look to see what happened between all of that. We're looking at Ferrera now for TCA Racing Team in the BMW. You can't miss them with that neon green. It looks like they've got 1 and 2, 1 in 37th and 1 in 38th. The Guarin was a season 11 debutant, and it looks like they brought more of their Colombian friends along. Ferrera, I think, is a season 12 debutant, so it'll be good to see how Ferrera gets on with the rest of the race. And let's check in with Sean Loach. So, Sean is in 7th place and still is in part of quite a big pack going through at the moment, led by Stephen Dutton. I have to say though, for Division 5, it has all been relatively clean so far. Nothing too dramatic appears to have happened other than the end of lap 1. And we always expected a bit of lap 1, you know, there's always something to be expected. But all in all, I think the majority of the pack, the amount of cars, 40-something plus cars on the track, I think that's gone pretty alright by me. As we join Toledo here. Sorry, not Toledo, Townsend. And you can see them going right to left to right again, brushing off all the speed that they possibly can before they go into a loose right-hander to go on to, and followed by left-hander to go onto the Mistral Straight. It's one of the only corners you can be a bit liberal with as well, so we'll see if drivers take the opportunity to do that or not. Some very tight action here between Ferrera and Rimzik. I feel like Ferrera's been waiting as patiently as he possibly can behind Rimzik, trying desperately to make a move, but it has to be legal there as he gets so tight up there behind him. Taking a wide entry into turn 13 there before the start finish straight. Going to try and maximize his grip and straight line speed, but it doesn't look like it's... Oh, but is it though? It is very close here. It doesn't seem to be maximizing the draft opportunity behind the car in front there. I think prioritizing being able to see the corner ahead instead as they go into turn 1. It's a very tight, but I think still legal track there. You see all the markers to the left and the right, as I explained in the previously in the warm-up laps. They can be quite punishing. You only get 3 opportunities to make a track cut, with the 4th one being a drive-through penalty. As we see here, all really up close now. There's just this loose right-hander as we were just talking about before going on to the Mistral Straight. He is all over the backside of Rimzik there. And let's see, taking it wide again, getting to the left there just to avoid the markers, and now he's got the draft. You have to think a pass is going to come here. Makes a bit of a mess coming out of the draft, so I don't know if he's going to get anything. That McLaren seems to be, you know, fast enough on its own legs without the draft, and in fact, kind of looks like he's starting to get away from him a little bit here. So, Rimzik opting to take the more defensive line, and that seems to have worked out for him, and some very respectful racing, I think, from Ferrera there, as they go through now into Bousset. And let's check in just behind them, crowd favourite Mert Mertson in the McLaren. See how he's getting on. Seems to have separated himself both from the front and the back, so a bit of clean air here, just a chance to settle in and get your nerves sorted out, ready for you know, the next part of the race, or the rest of the race I should say. And going on to the start finish straight there. Still no mistakes. I think in a lot of these races, especially Paul Ricard, consistency is key. So you know what, Mert, just keep doing what you're doing, and let's see a good result for you. I'm sure it's going to come. We are on to laps number 6 now. Cube Master still in the lead. DK still in second place. Rimzik still maintaining third place, but let's check in with these two now and see where they're at as we go back onto the Mistral straight. Oh, a bit of contact there. Does Rimzik hold it? He does. Fantastic driving there by Rimzik. Comes back onto the racing line, which, you know, I think he's entitled to do, and maintain his position. So that's a close one there for Ferreira. But all in all, no harm, no foul. And it's good to see them still both racing. It's going to be an interesting one, this one, to see who manages to get the upper hand. It looks like that BMW has a great slipstream now as he pulls out to the left-hand side, occupying the wider entry. But what's going to happen here? Rimzik doesn't look like he's going to give it up. And Ferrer again just taking his time, but looks to do the undercut now, the up and under, and go into... Oh, that's close into Labuschagne there, trying to take the inside line. And as we go into Virage de Bendor now, a little bit of gap now. I think, you know, quite rightly, take time to reassess yourself as well if you're from Ferrer's point of view, and keep the racing going. But that does mean that it's given Mert Mertson a chance to catch up to the two as well. Of course, the more they fight, the better it looks for the person behind the two fighting. I'm sure Mertson will be very happy with that. Bit of a closer pack at the back here. Looks like it's being led by Foster. Ryan Van Epps trying to make a move on Foster. Takes the start of the slipstream, occupies the wider side now, going down into turn 1. Looks like Van Epps got his nose ahead. Foster staking to the inside. Oh, and he backs out. That's probably the smart decision to play here. Come back, fight another day. And Van Epps moves himself up to 16th place. Great driving between both of them there. In great position. Although Van Epps has a bit of a shaky exit there, which allows Foster to catch back up again. I've spoken too soon. Foster darting down the inside, Van Epps thinking better of it, but Giordano as well goes through, and there's contact between them. That's a disaster. 4 cars. Oh, Van Epps driving away now, but the damage is done. Giordano is well and truly out of it at the moment. You've got to wait for a safe rejoin onto it. Stoper as well, and Diong Bonglio. That is devastating for all of those involved. And now, of course, it's going to create a super pack with Foster immediately with Bunner coming up the right-hand side because he just doesn't have that exit speed. And it looks like Stoper's making his chance as well. And Lorenzo coming up in the Porsche behind Foster. That is a devastating place to have the contact and lose your pace. You've got to feel sorry for Foster there and the other ones involved. I'm sure the stewards will take a look at that at the end of the race. Now Bunner looks to be making some sort of a move here further up the grid. Let's take a look. Bunner taking the inside. Foster coming back again, seeing those two going, one of them wide, one of them tight. Catches himself back up as we go into Labuschagne. And it looks like, has it settled a little bit? Now it has, but that is a pack of, is it 6 cars? There's definitely going to be some movement going here. So we'll keep in touch with these guys and see what develops as they... Oh, no, and there is contact at the back there. It looks like Lorenzo. Let's try and take a look, and we'll make sure that we get that on the replay. Lorenzo has to make sure that he rejoins the track safely. Let's take a look at that in the replay now.
Right, replay.
And a chance now to stay on board with Lorenzo and see what happened in the lead up to Bendor here. And it looks like he's lost his grip and gone right. Oh, hold your brakes, Lorenzo. Hold your brakes. Good lad. Yeah. Oh, you got to decide what you're going to do. Oh, okay. He's Coming back off the track, he's going to try and use the escape road there and come back on. I think that is Ferrer up ahead of him, so I think that puts him down into around about 29th, 30th place after that. Comes back onto the start finish straight now, gives him a chance to settle himself down and carry on. And you rejoin us with the same pack now going into turn 1. They managed to avoid themselves there. Roderick's feeling themselves, but losing the back end there, that can be devastating. Turn 1 can really make or break your entire lap, and you see the immediate pressure put onto Roderick's there by Hemion, but manages to hold it off. A lot of drivers being cautious. You know, we are trying to have a good time here tonight, and a lot of the drivers just trying to survive and make their way around, and good on them as well doing so. So Foster drops down ultimately to 20th now, with Roderick's in 21st, Himion in 22nd. A stopper up ahead in the BMW and Bunner in 18th, so that's been quite a dramatic shift change. We'll go back to the front, although it looks like Ferreira is back again, in fact, in 4th place. This is the battle for 4th, but in fact there's 4 of them, so this is 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, all the way between Rimzik and Movo. Still trying to make their way past. Some excellent defensive driving must be from Rimzik here to keep this position. How long can he weather the storm is the question. Still all together then as we go down into La Hotel. Mertzen really trying to see just how committed Ferrer is into keeping his fighting position, but they all make it round the tight section before you go onto the Mistral straight. Let's see who's had the better runoff. Let's see if this time Ferreira can make use of that draft. He seems a bit too far back for me, though. I don't think he's going to make it. Stick. Gets close, but doesn't quite make anything happen. Likewise there with Dutton behind Mertzen. Mertzen getting a better exit, though, out of Sainz Curve. Very, very tense pack here. Let's go down to Toledo, see what's happening here between Toledo, Sean Leitch, Van Epps and Alan Luang. We'll go on board with Foster here, who's still trying to make up places from before, still in 20th place. He's going to have something between his teeth now to try and get back up to where he was before. And we're with Carl De Mayo for Yao Racing in 31st position. Looks like Enrique is trying to make a move, makes it stick, runs a little bit wide here, and now De Mayo tries to go back down the inside. Can they make it stick, or does Enrique have the better of it? He does, in fact. Just between there, Dan Thibodeau and the number 44 McLaren manages to also pinch the place. So De Mayo losing out on 2 spots there as they go down the start-finish straight onto lap 10. That is gutting, but fantastic driving though, especially from Dan Thibodeau to take the advantage that he can. We join Alejandro Guarin here. He seems to be in a race of his own at the moment. 4 seconds ahead and just about the same really behind. He's out on his own, so this is the opportunity though to really put in some uninterrupted hot laps and see if you can start building up yourself ready for when everybody else pits and taking as much of an advantage as you can. So let's see where he ends up come middle in the end of the race. We go back on board with Mertzen here, who's still in 5th place behind Ferreira and Rimzik. The same old battle. I feel like this could go on the whole night. It looks as though Ferreira just doesn't have maybe the Sector 3 speed, but he does seem to have the Sector 1 and 2 speed. So Rimzik managing to keep ahead there, but it's still a close battle. These guys are going to be sweating probably already by this point, 11 laps in. Further up to the front, it looks like DK is making some ground up on Cubemaster now within a second. So let's see if anything can be done as they start going into the end of Sector 1 and into Sector 2 at L'Hotel before coming onto the Mistral Straight. Looks like he's lost out a little bit of time there. Still doing absolutely fantastically, must be said. Let's go back end of Donahue, looking like a much closer position to try and take advantage if he can down the back straight. We'll have to see what the Ferrari has to offer and whether or not that top speed can help him. But it does look like Donahue's had the better exit there, though, onto the Mistral Straight. Doesn't seem to me like Donahue's going to get any closer. Let's try and get on board and see where he can go from here. As they come up to the end here, it looks like he's trying to have a little look down the corner there, but it doesn't look like anything doing. Giordano going way wide on the exit there, but managing to... Sorry, Taft going way wide and managing to keep it on the right side of those markers as they go through La Boussaye now. Sean Leitch looking like we've gone way wide there. We'll have to take a look and see what happened and get that replay to you. And as you rejoin us, Leitch in the 608 car, still now behind Toledo. Managed to settle the car back down and going through the rest of Sector 3. So let's take a look up and down the track. It looks like we've got Himion quite close to the car in front as they come through the turn 13 now onto the start finish straight again. Just trying to see now with all the different gaps. I think this is still one of the best races to watch. Let's see if Gilchrist can do it again now going down to the Mistral Straight. See if he gets a better take out away. Yes, he does. Is he within the draft zone? You've got to think he got that close before on the previous lap. And he's closer now, so let's see what can happen. Getting right up behind, tries to dive down the inside there. Looks like Donahue's trying to ward him off. Donahue turns setups for the outside, but he's gone way too wide. He's going to take the track cut warning as well, and Donahue assumes the lead. But again, Gilchrist comes in with a bit of speed, has to take avoiding action, and that lets Taft there in the Lamborghini come down the inside as well. So from all of that hard work, it looks as though Gilchrist is set to lose out on a position rather than take one himself. That is motor racing, as they say, in a nutshell. Not content for taking the position from the mistake of Gilchrist, Taft goes straight now to the backside of the car ahead, which is Donahue. Or Donahue Gets rid of the dispatches of Gilchrist behind him, and now has a Lamborghini directly up behind again. Excuse me. Now it looks as though we'll try and get it on. Taft is trying to go around the outside, forces Donahue into the more defensive, narrow position, and Taft thinks better of it, going a bit safe there. It does look like he's lost out a lot, and now Gilchrist can smell blood on the track again and is trying to make a move. Now let's see if Gilchrist is going to be up behind Taft as they go down onto the East Straight. They look quite evenly spaced out, so I think they're going to be okay here. Now this is a battle to watch. A trio of Porsches in Yongbong Liu in 13th place, Jay Rodricks in 14th, and Hemion in 15th. A bit of contact there as they're looking to go into the pits. That's Lorenzo, I think, making contact. That's not going to help the pit count. I'm going to have to decide whether or not he wants to repair that, as it looks like we've got Dan Thibodeau, number 44, also entering to the pits. This is the halfway mark now. The guys have gotten themselves through 37, sorry, I should say probably about 30 minutes of racing and 15 laps on the board out of a total of around 31 laps. So we are on the halfway point now. And that looks to me as though Lorenzo decided to serve the drive-through instead than anything else. I didn't see a drive-through on the board, so I'm not sure what happened there, but he is back out and going. No, correction, that wasn't Dan Thibodeau. Into the pits. This is Dan Thibodeau. As we go on board now with Kirkland in 27th place with Stoker ahead of him and Taft behind. There as they come out of the new straight. That's not going to help the attempt to try and get the drag that he requires down there, especially with Taft not that far behind him either. You can see now Taft trying to use everything that Lamborghini's got, every rev in that engine to try and catch up behind him. And clean through there. It looks like as we go further up to 21st place, we've got Dutton trying to make a move on Lorenzo now. I think Dutton just trying to maneuver. Lorenzo this time opting to go into the pits and manages not to hit the Porsche ahead of them as well. And off they go into the pits. As Dutton moves up to 19th place now, 7 seconds behind Guarin in 11th. So over a little way over halfway now, we're still looking at Guarin in the 773-296 Ferrari. Let's take a look a bit further up at Cube with a healthy lead at the moment now. Of 1.8 seconds, still not out of the realm of a mistake though, so we'll see if anything comes with that. This is Cube coming up to a few back markers now. Looking further down, I'm not sure what's happened to Rimzik. He's still there in 16th place now, so I'm not sure if he had a little bit of contact before or something like that. A little bit of a bump there with Ben Thibodeau, who lets him past. Who then goes into the pit. It looks like we've got a close battle developing down here with Taft and Kirkland. Let's take a look and see what's happening. We'll go into the helicopter camera. As they look to end the lap and go onto the start finish straight. So we've got, we're looking at Taft here. A BMW behind him. I believe that's Stoker. And Taft is up to 20th place. And Kirkland just behind. So it does look like Cube Master and DK in the pits now. So that should allow Rimzik to catch up. I had already thought that they'd pitted, so that was my mistake. So Rimzik looks to close out sector 3. Comes now onto the start-finish straight. Take a look where Cube Master is. He's back out onto the track now. Oh, and we catch a little bit of contact there. I think it's Roderick's, and I want to say that's T-Mar behind on the entry into the start-finish straight, the last corner of the lap, last turn of the track even. Looks like not much harm has been done though, so Roderick's continuing on his way now. And we go towards the back now with Lorenzo fighting off what looks to be Eric A. And that's Taft spinning off there. That is gut-wrenching. That was unfortunate to say the least, especially going on to the Mr. Australia. We'll see if he can keep it ahead now of his teammate Alexander Giordano, who looks to be coming up behind him. That does move Taft now down to 19th place by the looks of it. As we go and rejoin the group, one person less so. And it looks like Garcia there in position number 29 has received A drive-through, most likely for corner cutting. That means he's used his 3 lives up, went a 4th time and got punished for it. As we rejoin the pack up ahead, this is the battle for 15th place, from 15th all the way down to 18th. And we'll see what they can produce here, if there's anything that can be done down the straight. I don't think it will, but we'll see what happens. Strange things have happened in motor racing. All it takes is one mistake. All of them within a second of one another. Looks like Raworth goes a little bit wide there. Oh, that's definitely going to be a track cut. I think he's all right at the moment. Must be one added to the piggy bank there. And let's take a look further up now. So this is 1, 2, and 3. This is Pablo Ferrer in 3rd place. Looks to have got within a second of first DK. Certainly, since he's managed to do the undercut and rimzig, he seems to be on a charge. Which is fantastic for me, I should say, because I do have him in the Coach Jeffrey's Fantasy SRA team, so no bias, but it's certainly good to see him doing well. Join just as it looks like Stoper's trying to make a move now on Donahue. You got to try and maximise your exit speed here if you can try and get that draft going down the Mistral straight. As we go further up, and this is the battle for 8th place between Dutton and Hernandez. We're going to have to take a replay of this, I think, because it looks as though Cube might have made a mistake, which has allowed HDK to get right up behind them. And of course, Ferrer not too far away either. So the battle for first place certainly seems to have livened up again. It does look as well as if Sam's unfortunately made another cut and receives himself a drive-through this time. Drive-throughs, of course, devastating to your own performance, but not uncommon around the corner car, unfortunately. Approaches some back markers. Let's see if HDK can take any advantage. He's certainly getting a better run through that turn 12 into 13. flags waving. Get out of the way for Masterism. As they all charge down the start finish straight into turn 1, which is a very tricky corner at the best of times. Hirsch pokes his nose in there, runs up running over the yellow markers. Just, I think, letting him know that, letting Cube Master know he is there. I force something out of it. And it looks like everyone's getting held up. Hirsch DK tries to go down the inside into Bose and takes the lead. The blue mark is there. The back mark is holding Cube Master up, but they are. It's a grey area. They are entitled to stay on the racing line up to a certain degree. Looks like Ferrer also smelling blood and trying to make a move. Doesn't make a stick though. But we have a new leader. Hirsch DK on lap 23 takes the lead. So Dismuke's 3.5 seconds behind, 4 seconds in front in their own race for the time being. It's as though he's about to get the caution, the blue flag, or Hirsch DK coming through at the front there. You see Dismuke's coming off the throttle, letting the leader go past. As we see Ferrer trying to make a move on Cube Master here. So Cube looking to defend, going in. It's close between them all. What happens here? And it looks as though we have a new second place as well. Cube having a terrible couple of laps here. And going wide again. Cube, get onto the track. Which he manages to do. As we also see Dan Thibodeau's also got to drive through, which is unfortunate. Again, these track cuts really starting to make their mark now as we get later into the race. This is Rimzik and Movo now. Movo trying to make a move to go into 4th place. Doesn't try a lunge down the inside into turn 1. Probably a smart idea from how far back he is, but it's a great exit from turn 1. Coming down now into Lotel. Thinks better of it. Again, just being patient, waiting, biding their time. Just letting himself sit in that draft area. Gets a great exit again around there, round onto Mistral straight, definitely within the draft area here. So let's see, if anything, what Movo can do. Rimzik taking the inside line here, really not wanting to give up the position. We go on board with Movo now, looking to move to the outside, trying to make something happen, but that McLaren on the straight line is just so fast. Oh, and he tries to make it under. No, Rimzik and very respectful one another there. And comes round into Busey. And you can see just how much faster, although there's a bit of a wiggle there from the Ferrari. Where they were before, so Movo now still can't make a position up on Rimzik. Roughly 6 more, maybe 5 more laps left in the race, so if anything's going to happen, it's going to have to happen pretty soon. Another great exit there from Movo. If we've seen anything tonight, it's that Rimzik can defend while driving, so not going to make it easy for Movo, but I think the best opportunity is probably to try and maximise that straight line speed down the back straight and see what they can do. So most people are spread out there, although I think we've just seen him go ahead of Foster down into the beginning of lap 26. We join on board with Dan Thibodeau going around Le Beausset, up ahead of Emil Garcia. Behind them, there's Mukes. And the pack getting really close now. A great exit there from Dan Thibodeau. Oh, way too much speed in, and he's taking them out. I think that's Lorenzo, is it? Again, Lorenzo can't catch a break at the moment. And they all filter through now, going on to the start-finish straight. Blue flags waving everywhere. Let's look a bit further up. Movo still hot on the tail of Rimzik. Still letting them know he's there as they battle their way through some traffic. They go once again back onto the straights, Mistral straight. Let's see if Movo can get any sort of a draft here going. Looks to have done quite a good job in the corner. Straight line of that McLaren seemingly undefeated, really. Yeah, coming up against a lot. Oh no, Rimzik wipes out a back marker. It's not going to help the aerodynamics. Oh no, he gets a little bit close there as Rimzik tries to collect the car again. Not an easy thing to do around Busey as they come into Endor now. Great line from Movo. I think Rimzik's still just trying to get themselves settled back into the sweep of things. to stay on board with these two. It looks to be really hot up in the flying embers of the race as John Donahue also gets a drive through. Moment to go and see how Soupy Rice is getting on with Raworth up ahead and Joan Bongio as well. It looks as something wrong there with Mobo's car. So we'll let the position go. We'll bring you that in a replay just to see what's happened, if anything. Looks like a major loss of speed there by Movo. I wonder if they're struggling with the fuel here, because here comes the Porsche as well. What has happened here? Disaster for Movo. A bit of a get out of jail free card there by Remington, because Cubemaster gets a drive through. No! What a disaster! Oh, it's in the lead and in command for the majority of this race, but here in the dying parts of the race, lap 29, Cubemaster himself goes and gets a drive-through, and that, ladies and gentlemen in the crowd and audience, is devastating. I can't believe that. That's so unfortunate for Cubemaster. And he goes and looks to dive in. It's straight away, I think, just so he knows where he's at coming into the last few laps, but he's certainly going to drop down to at least middle of the pack, I think. Oh, sorry, I should say around about 10th place. Maybe 12th, 13th? Let's see. All these cars filtering through now. Looks like we've got, is that Movo? Yes, I think just getting through. I think that's put him down to somewhere around 8th place. Movo still looking like they're struggling. I think maybe it's a fuel issue at this point. Maybe they've realised that not enough fuel to finish the race and put it into fuel saver mode. In the end, though, coming back out 6th place isn't the worst result in the world, and that's down to some good, consistent, hard driving whilst being in the lead, but it's still gutting to be so far back, I'm sure. As we go on board now with Rodricks in the Porsche, up behind Foster in the Ferrari for 21st place. So it looks like a situation developing here. I think Bongo losing the position going into lap 1. But there's a... that's unfortunate. Loses all sorts of traction there for Buckley, I think. And now slotting behind Raworth and Bongo. This certainly seems to be where all the action is looking at the moment. as Raworth gets a great draft there. As we've said before, the McLaren seems to be on fire on this finish shuffle, on this back straight. Oh, and as they go into boost, it looks as though to me this Buckley trying to make a move there and a bit tight here. Not keen to give up any position that they have to. And Roderick's has got a new drive through as well. Oh, Bungalow, no! That is not what the crowd wanted to see there. Going into the penultimate turn. A little bit of contact's made, but ultimately Bungalow gives the position back, I think quite rightly. Trying to recover themselves here. There we go, back onto the track. And so as we round up this race on the penultimate lap, a little bit of war damage by the looks of it, but not much. We see Hirsch DK from an excellent drive there all the way through, putting pressure on the leader, doing what needed to be done. And we see coming around the final corner here, and Ferrer not far behind either. Your Season 12 Division 5 Race 1 leader is Hirsch DK. Congratulations, Hirsch. Fantastic racing. Pablo giving a few lights for good luck up behind there as well. Doesn't look like we're going to get any donuts as they dive out the way there. A fantastic race all round, and congratulations to Hirsch DK. So let's take a look at the standings. So in first place, Hirsch DK, this is for the individual drivers, takes first place and 111 points. Pablo Ferreira for TC8 Racing Team in second place takes 100 points. And in third place, Hisham Rimzik takes, after some fantastic defending, it must be said, manages to take third place. Some fantastic racing up and down. You've got to feel sorry for the likes of Cube Master, managing to lead for the majority of the race, but a few things going wrong for them there at the end of the race means that they come in 7th place with 73 points. But fantastic racing all round. Let's take a look at the second page with a total of 40 drivers classified in this race, which is a fantastic turnout, and you can imagine the types of pressures that puts on the entire grid going through 40 drivers. So fantastic work all round from all the drivers there. You deserve every point you get. And going into the team classification, so this is a team series, and you can see the Blind Babushkas at the top there in position number 1 with 168 points. That's Hesham Rimzik and Stephen Dutton. Congratulations, guys, for the result at the end of that first race. Pablo Ferreira and Dario Ferreira take TC8 Racing Team DP, which I think there's quite a few TC8 racings. Especially in this division and other ones, but they take second place in Division 5 going into round number 2, and in third place for Yao Racing, Hirsch DK and Carl De Mayo, rounding out the top 3 with 124 points. So again, fantastic racing by everybody involved. So that was Paul Ricard. What a fantastic race, a fascinating race. Fantastic from Cube Master until the very last minute. Fantastic pressure from Hirsch all the way through and ultimately claiming the top spot. A few bumps, a few bits of rust quite literally being knocked off of one another, but in all I think it was a really good race. Showed some really good pace up and down and some really good consideration for the drivers around them. So fantastic work from Division 5 there. Next week we go to Laguna Seca, which is a completely different track. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities, but plenty of opportunities to go wrong. So let's see how these guys have done with their practice in the off week, and we will rejoin you guys on Wednesday of next week, and that is for Laguna Seca race number 2. In the meantime, if you want to get involved, then after this, check out our Discord and check out our website. The links will be at the bottom and also in the description. And if you want to get involved, please do. For once again, thank you so much. My name is Jay Queasy, and I've been your commentator for today. And look forward to speaking to you all next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.